Good evening, traders. It's Simon at Kairos Capital Markets with the weekly review of AUDUSD, pound yen, and EURUSD. So last week we was looking at this DXY, expecting it to break down. We was expecting a break of the 97 level and to move lower. And to start the week, we had a little bit of a difference there. It did pop up quite a lot to 97.5. And it's just gradually grinding back down again. Notice again, it's still above this daily 50 and this trend line. So selling into it now is a little bit on the late side. And I really do need to see a trend change with this daily 50 EMA. So my targets and views from the following weeks is still there. I just don't want to buy right now, but we'll have to see what happens and go from there really. So how does that affect the Aussie dollar? So last week on the Australian dollar, we said we'd expect a move lower to start the week and then a rally up higher afterwards. And that's exactly what it's done, 100% perfect. So it's moved down, tested 717, put a bullish engulfing candle the following day on Tuesday, and that means it's tested the key level, the trend line, and the daily 50 EMA, which we liked. Bullish MACD divergence on our side, so I like that all together, and we've broken out quite nicely to the upside here. So when you do look at the lower time frame of Aussie dollar, we actually tested, you could say, this upward sloping trend line I placed in a couple of days ago, and it's just come here, test there, come back up, pop down to there, then rally back up nicely. So it's now sitting, this area here at the moment, 733 area, is kind of in the middle of the box. I've got a target of 735. I'm actually long with this pair already. 735 is a little bit higher here anyway, so that's what I think it'll move up to next. And obviously we'll see what happens. I'm happy with what's happened so far, so hey, we'll leave it as it is. On the 1 hour chart, this was my entry for it, so I just entered on the close of this candle here pretty much. My stop was 36 pips, and at the moment, it depends what target you target. If you want the higher target of, I think it was 742, that's pushing it a little bit, but 735 is where I put my target now. Still worth 3.5% trade, and you can see we're almost there now as it is. So that's very nice, trending nicely. It's making higher highs, higher lows. Broke a little mid double top pattern here. Broke the highs here as well. Moved up nicely and has good volume as well. So these are the type of trades you want to take. And that's exactly what I did here. Absolutely wonderful trade. And I'm happy to keep it open for them over the weekend. So euro dollar, last week I said to you that if we have a test of the 1.13 on the 4 hour chart, I'd happily take the trade long. Now I want to show you something here, guys. Let's cut you a message me and said, hey, this broken down. There is no test here whatsoever. I need to zoom in and show you. It's just a bearish engulfing candle. My words to everyone was, let's wait for the test, see what it puts reversal in first, and then we'll take the trade. And it just broke down to the downside. I then ignored it. I know it rallied up nicely afterwards, but to be quite honest, I couldn't give two hoots. I don't really care about this trade as such. It didn't do what I expected it to do, and I wasn't interested in it at all. So this is where we are now at the moment on the daily perspective. And we're still in this downward sloping, downward trend at the moment, making lower highs, lower lows, and also the weekly chart kind of shows the opposite there. You got like little mini low test there. It does look bullish there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do break out at some point. Hopefully it'll be this week now, and obviously we can then target. So we can then target this weekly 50 at least. Maybe 1.185, maybe even this area up here to put the head and shoulder pattern in. But either way, we should see some movement to the upside this week, hopefully, and then maybe a trade that comes along. Now, pound yen, I was bearish pound yen. I still am. I was bullish pound yen, but it turned bearish this week. So what happened this week was pretty much it's very fundamental news. We had the news from Brexit with the British Prime Minister looking like very weak, in a very weak position now. So we need to be just mindful of how this works. This bearish engulfing candle is a huge candle in length and also volume as well. Massive high volume there. So I am thinking, well, it should then carry on going down south. The problem you have though, you are at a key daily level, and the second problem I have is the bearish engulfing candle was done on this volume here. The reversal candles were done on even higher volumes. So to me now, it's looking likely that we may test this 114 area like we have done here, and maybe put a double bottom before happening. So would I want to trade this pair? Probably not. Not with the pound being the way it is. I'm definitely holding no pound pairs over the weekend whatsoever. I refuse to do that just because of the fundamental news will wipe your account out almost if you're oversized and over leveraged. So for me, the risk in holding any pound pairs over the weekend is ridiculously high. There's no point in it whatsoever. I'd rather just sit on my hands and just watch what happens. So for the following week now, coming with pound yen, I need to see what happens around this area here, the 144, and maybe another double bottom pattern here. So I just want to see what happens, and I'll play it by ear. Obviously, you can see the weekly perspective has clearly put a bearish engulfing candle in, but as you can see in the next candle on this one here before, that doesn't really matter. You get a bearish engulfing candle afterwards. So I'm just mindful on what's happening here, and that's the best way to be, I think, with the pound yen pair. So the other pair, which I don't always do but I throw in, is Bitcoin. Now, my words to everyone was, ironically enough, I think Bitcoin will go down quite a lot, and we had a breakout on Wednesday, huge bearish engulfing candle, super high volume. So this is a valid move lower, and that has broken all the previous lows before, and at the same time hasn't moved back up again. So I would expect now, in all fairness, a low volume move back up to the 6-1 area. How these arrows are here, just a bit further on obviously, and then I'm expecting a sell-off. Now if we do get the sell-off and we do get rejection there, especially on the weekly chart of this triangle, the predicted move is 0. I know people don't like me saying that, but that is the predicted move. If we just click there, you put your stop up there for 1-to-1. Let's see what the 1-to-1 comes out at. 1-to-1 comes out $350. So for me personally, will it happen straight away? No, I don't think it'd be like how this big move here was. But also at the same time, please note the actual bearish engulfing candle is created on high volume as well. So this isn't a low volume candle. This is a high volume break to the downside, and it's one of the highest volume for many weeks as well now, since August. Obviously then several weeks before that as well. So just be mindful that that's what is looking likely to happen. To confirm this, you do need a retest of the 6,100 area, and you'll see that on the daily chart when that does happen as well. Just flip back to the daily chart. I believe the daily 50 EMA, by the time that will happen, yep. So by the time this moves back up, the daily 50 EMA will be around here. You've got 2 triangles you're testing here. Got a lot of bearish pressure coming to the market. So that's how I see it right now. Okay guys, any questions, give us a shout. If not, I'll speak to you soon. Take care.